She was absolutely amazing because it's just as if she had dropped everything she had to do to haul me up out of this huge, dark abyss that I had dropped right down into. And she certainly did, and she's done that ever since for me. I don't know what I would have done without her. I really don't. I'd have probably been deeper in that dark hole that I was in.
We see people at some of their most vulnerable moments, some of the most challenging situations. When people out in the community, their families or community organizations sometimes don't know quite what else to do, people come to hospitals. And we're part of that response.
What I appreciate the most about working in a hospital is the team that I work with. And when I leave at 4 o'clock, my client or patient is in good hands. I have worked places where when I leave at 4 o'clock, I don't know what is going on with that client or patient and am concerned. Whereas when I leave here, I know my patient is in a comfortable bed with nurses and doctors and other members of the team who are caring for that patient, who are able to answer family questions, who are able to respond to crisis. That's very soothing for a social worker when you leave work.
Our social worker is absolutely instrumental as a functioning member of our team. I don't know what we would do without her. When I explain to our patients what her role is, because a part of when our patients come to us, they may not have ever met us before. So we sort of do a bit of a little blurb on everybody. And I tell them basically the social worker does everything that we don't do.
Social work is a very broad field. I mean, you can work from anywhere from a community agency to a hospital to the government. It opens up endless possibilities. But if you're doing social work frontline with patients or with clients, expect the unexpected, really, which is kind of neat, at the same time kind of scary, but it's always keeps you on your toes.
Au moins de problème, je l'appelle et puis elle se débrouille à me trouver des réponses. Si j'ai des questions, je la lui pose et puis elle me trouve les réponses. Si j'ai un certain problème, c'est encore elle. Pour moi, elle est tout. Elle est ma représentante, elle est mon avocate. Elle est vraiment tout pour moi. Je suis très fier d'elle. Et si je peux dire, je suis très fier aussi, en un mot, des travailleurs sociaux. Ils font un bon travail, un excellent travail.
I think you need to use a lot of common sense. You have to be quite practical as a social worker, but at the same time, your compassion needs to come through, and that you're not just scurrying people through to say, oh, okay, these are the problems, I've got a solution, and then where's the next case coming? You know, I always want to make sure the person feels that they're the most important person in that room.
I think that people certainly at the outset need to be caring. They need to have compassion. They need to have respect for people and people's autonomy, their right to have their own independence. They need to be prepared to be non-judgmental, to step back from a situation and just really learn about it from the person, from others in people's lives, not to make, not to rush to judgment.
I think that the most important trait is to be able to separate someone else's emotional being with your own. If you are unable to detach from someone's experience, then you're swallowed up by it and you are no longer effective. It's also very important to be a good listener, to be able to hear what people are actually saying, and to help them help themselves and not do the work for them.
pense que créer des liens comme travailleuse sociale, c'est un peu inné. On a tendance à pas prendre ça comme étant un atout, mais c'est un atout vraiment de pouvoir créer le lien avec le patient. Mais, on rencontre tellement de gens par jour, par semaine, qu'on devient peut-être habitué à pouvoir aller chercher le petit besoin là, qui est là, ou la façon d'approcher la personne pour mieux qu'elle puisse s'ouvrir, puis tout ça.
Often social work is a profession that people don't understand well. They perceive us as social workers as being concerned with child welfare issues, issues of homelessness, and primarily issues of poverty. At the Ottawa Hospital, we're fortunate because we're supported in our efforts to work with all patients and to improve the psychosocial well-being of all patients. So on almost every team at the hospital, there is a social worker, and they're able to practice to the full scope of their abilities. So we do feel very supported, we feel energized, we feel we can contribute to the overall health of patients, and that we can really make a difference at this hospital.
As CEO, I have an opportunity to actually still get involved in patient care. So I work in my clinic with social workers, and what I see are incredibly respectful professionals who really deal with the every aspect of patient care in a very compassionate way. And this is what I think is missing in a lot of healthcare today, and it's the social workers that have brought us back to that and ensure that our patients not only have the right tests and treatments, but actually feel like they've been cared for and in a very compassionate environment.
From our perspective, we had this level of expectation. I need your service. I need your help. I need your guidance. Where do I go? Well, he was able to do that in such a way that in some cases we didn't even have to ask the question. He already had it in the package. Every city's different. Every level of healthcare, home care is different, and the social workers are up to speed on what's available out there, and they certainly are there to help you make the right decision. They're not there to make the decision for you, but rather to at least give you the information so that you can make that informed decision.
It's basically never giving up when you're a social worker. It's, all right, well, that didn't work out. What else? And redefining success, I think, is part of social work too.
I think we all do the best we can with what we have. And I think that sets us apart. I think we're not complainers. I think we just go ahead and do what needs to be done. And I think that's, to me, being surrounded by people like that is really amazing. What other job would you ever have that people would be that positive?
Something happens with a patient where they are so grateful for a little thing that you did, and it makes getting up in the morning and coming to work so worthwhile. If a patient feels better, if a patient who has extreme anxiety suddenly feels good about going home, that alone makes it worthwhile.
You live it. You live being a social worker day in and day out, and with your patients and with your interactions in society, because I think we have a different lens. We see things differently. I think we see things in the context of a bigger picture. You know, we talk about the social determinants of health as an example, where I guess that's one of the strengths, I would say, that we bring to the multidisciplinary team. I think we help our team members to see people in their larger context.
Ça me fait grandir. C'est quelque chose de tellement spécial de pouvoir faire partie de la vie de tous ces gens-là. Même si c'est pour 5 minutes, avoir fait une différence, ça vaut la peine.
It's part of me to be a social worker, and I think with a lot of people, it just is them. That's who they are. They are a social worker, and they couldn't see themselves being anything else.
Healthcare is often accused of working in silos. You come to your hospital, you get your care, you go to the community, you get your care there. And I think it's the social workers that really, truly integrate the continuum of care so that our patients not only leave the hospital well, but they get into an environment at home that is well suited to keeping them well and keeping them out of the hospital. And to me, the social worker is the most important member of the team to ensure that.
I'm proud to sponsor this educational video, which gives an overview of the role of social workers in the hospital and healthcare sector. I know firsthand of the important contribution that social workers and the social work profession bring to the hospital sector and the healthcare community. I do hope this video will help you understand the role of social workers better and help illuminate the vital importance of their practice work for you. Their value is in their unique set of skills, competence, integrity, compassion, and high ethical standards they bring to you. Thank you very much.